Well, today we're in the cradle of country music. We're in that area. Don't know if you guys can guess, but it is Union County, Tennessee, and it is right on the border of Knoxville, Knox County. And just a little history of Union County. It is a very old place. The county seat is in Maynardville, and it is called the Cradle of Country Music. There were many legendary musicians that had originated from here. Chet Atkins, Carl Smith, Roy Acuff, and also Kenny Chesney, to this day famous. So Maynardville itself was named after Horace Maynard, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about him. He was an American educator, attorney, politician, and diplomat. He was elected to the House of Representatives and was an ardent Union supporter and abolitionist. He became one of the new Southern congressmen to maintain his seat in the House during the Civil War. Now, towards the end of the war, Maynard served as Tennessee's Attorney General under Governor Andrew Johnson, and later served as ambassador to the Ottoman Empire. Wow, that was under the President Ulysses S. Grant, and later served as Postmaster General under President Rutherford B. Hayes. So, this guy came a long way. You ever been to Maynardville, Luttrell? I'm telling you, they may be 2 gas stations and 3 places to eat. And maybe, I can think of 3 red lights. It's not big. It's country. It is so country, it is so small. So usually everybody goes to Knoxville to do all their trading, or stuff like that. So anyway, the map shows that the Wyrick Cemetery is on the countryside here, and that's where we're going to be. Now, last week, my brother Donnie put out a video about Pharoah Chesney. Well, we're going to do the cemetery, not just Pharoah, but the whole entire cemetery that Pharoah is buried at. And it's a very old cemetery. So look at the map. It's located northwest of Luttrell and north of Plainview. Plainview community is exactly what it says. It's plain, got a plain view, but it's pretty. It's very pretty. So here's a view of the cemetery, and here's another picture of it. Then we'll have one last picture. There's 78 people buried here, and I'm sure there's a lot more, but the earliest burial that we can find was 1863, and we're guessing and pretty close to being sure that there are much older graves here. But as we know for a fact, there is a lot of history here. So let's get started. Well, hello. We are on an on-site video, and it's at the Wyrick Cemetery in Union County, Tennessee. It is back in the boonies. But I'm going to do this one because, in particular, this grave right here is the one I really wanted to do. And I know my brother Donnie did the video on him. But, yeah, this is Pharoah Chesney. He was born in Clarksville, Virginia. He died about 1905, and he was said to be 120.
They said he was born in 1776.
And, yes, but, yeah, it doesn't, the headstones conflict with the stories that we've been told. He did die. He was born about 1776. Right here, it was erected by David Babley in 2000. He was an emancipated slave of John Chesney. And you can see Uncle Ferry, they called him, last of the pioneers.
Now, supposedly, he saw George Washington when he was a little boy.
Yeah, he saw George Washington when he was a little boy. He was supposedly a slave of Andrew Jackson. And somehow he ended up in this pitifully overgrown cemetery. Don't look like nobody's cleaned it up in a while. And so there's more graves here that they say that people were also slaves, but they have rock markers. So I can see a rock marker right there. I got my boots on, but it is really, really grown up. Carlene Sharp, Elbert Sharp, Laura Sharp, Luther Sharp, and Irene Doyle. Now, there's no dates on these people. There's a little unmarked marker. Anybody knows anything about why they're all buried here in a row? Are they from an accident? Are they from illness? Are they just a family little plot? I don't know. You can tell this is an old cemetery. There is a lot of rock markers. Look here. See there? Nothing on those tombstones, just made to look like tombstones, or they once had something, but they're weathered away. They're so gone. Nothing on them. So maybe this is what they're talking about, that these people here were the other slaves that they think that was buried in this cemetery. Look, there's just rock headstones. Man, it's grown up. But like I said, we are back in the country. Big time. You can hear the roosters are crowing. See there? Look at that, guys. Not much for me to say, but just walk around and show you. There are a few newer ones. As we go out, I'll hit those. Kind of concentrating on watching for snakes. Here we have a Leonard M. Wyrick. I would call it Warwick, but I don't know. It's just a baby. 1960. And then here again, LZ Wyrick. 1930 to 1995. And Barbara Ann, 1945 to 2001. Let's say there's a lot of unmarked graves in here too, wouldn't you think? Yeah, I'm trying to concentrate on watching on snakes. Some more headstone markers, just rocks laying there. I mean, they're so tiny. Some of them are so tiny. Look at that one. How little that is. So, and of course, everywhere you go, you hear a four-wheeler or a little souped-up car. Yeah, there's not much for me to say right through here. I am going to, there's some on back here. Look at the finca. There's one. I told you, finca, somebody's cleared it out, and the finca does not eat the grass, so they defeated the purpose on planting that stuff. But then again, it could look like many other ones that I've went to. Okay, here's a soldier. Let's see if we can get the flashlight and see who that is. Caswell? Cadwell?
Caswell.
Seymour.
Seymour, yeah. Company F.
Something Tennessee Infantry.
4th Tennessee Infantry.
4th Tennessee Infantry.
Yeah.
They need to clean that and be sure to get him a flag. There's another little tiny rock marker. Let's see what else we got here. We got some more up here. Over here. Yeah, this whole area is nothing but tombstones with no markings or just plain rock markers. There's another one. There's another one. Now let's get up here to the newer ones and see who we got. Look at that beautiful rose bush. Oh yeah, look at there. There's some more rock markers. You can see them. Let's see who we got here. Now, this little area is well beloved, you can tell. We have Bernice Middleton, 1952 to 2002. Yep, that's pretty. We have Mullins. They've really decorated their grave. And it is Bernice Thomas Mullins, 1952 to 2002. So two Bernices, back to back. Here we have Anthony and Kathy, and they put their picture on there. Let's see on the other side. Kathy Marie. Okay, so it's just Kathy. 1964 to 2001. Look at that sweet little angel. And they've decorated her grave. They've tried to keep that one up. And then we have, another World War II soldier. Earl E. Thomas, Private U.S. Army, 1926 to 1991. And this must be Earl Thomas. There he is. His original marker. Well, it's covered by flowers. See if we can pull them back just a little bit so I can read some names. Yeah, there's Earl. Mm-hmm. And then his wife, Bertha M., 1931 to 1996. And then this one is Mary E. Mills, 1955 to 2017. And here is a Vada May Wyrick Daniels, 1934 to 1989. There's another one of those markers. Oh, look at there. Right on, Tom. It must have been Tom. Sorry, my allergy started acting up as soon as I hit this graveyard. Thomas Lee Townsend, 1948 to 2000.
Purple Heart.
Oh, he was a Purple Heart. Wow. There's wood. Let's see what this is here. Norma Lee Wyrick Wood, 1924 to 2002. And back here is some more, which that's Tom. We just did him. And that's hers. Okay, so that's their footstones. And then we've got another oldie right here. Let's see what we got here. We got another World War II. Woodrow W. Carroll, Tennessee. Seaman. Okay, so he was a U.S. Navy Reserve, World War II. And looks like he died in 1958.
Yeah, that had to be his death date.
Because the
Yeah.
stone is so far down in the ground.
That is it.
Okay. Death date 1958. And then we have Mills. Look what a beautiful stone that is. Let's see who they are. David doesn't have a date, but they was married in 1976. But Mary T. Mills, 1955 to 2017. Loving the Little Angels. And here's some old ones. Let's see what we got here. Sarah.
Look at the engraving.
Oh, wow.
That's a rose.
Sarah Puff?
Sarah
Pug?
J.
I think it's Pug.
Yeah.
1831 to 1899. She's 68 years old. And there's another one. Another.
Look at, wait a minute. Check that.
What is that? Is that a?
It looks like a hammer.
Oh, it's a
Anvil.
anvil.
He was a
and
blacksmith.
He's a blacksmith. J.M. Pug, 1833 to 1919. This is an old cemetery. All right. All right, now, right across the little lane here, we've got some. We have Nancy G, 1961 to 2013. And then over here is James M. Carter, 1929 to 1930, just a year old. And then here's Charles M. Carter, 1902 to 1952. Look at the wilderness back in there.
It's like a fence post.
Huh. That's weird.
And it's kind of like grave.
And here is Gracie Autumn Irwin. Oh, just a couple of days old. Burchell, Roy, and Eula. Roy was 1936 to 2024. That's recent. And Eula was 35 to 2008. And we have those stones again. I don't know if they're just...
Those are wood. These are stone.
Yeah, I don't know.
It could be plot markers.
What is that about here? Rosa Burchell Scott. Rosa Burchell Scott.
No dates. So she must be right here, right where you're at.
Yeah. Here's another one. Might get a stick and clean that off. We didn't bring a brush. This is Sands, James A., and Evelyn Banky. He was born in 33 and died in 2003. She was born in 38 and died in 2020. Sure about that. 2020. 2020. Yeah. Okay. And here is Zetta P. Sands, 1912-1996. Well, that's a big, long tombstone. Andrew Sands, 1905 to 1981. There is a random chair sitting out here. And some trash. Looks like somebody stole some trash over there. Here is Johnny L. Burchell, 1961 to 1977. Yeah, I don't know why people do that stuff. There's some unmarked graves. Another unmarked grave. Here's one that needs cleaning off. That is Charles Edward Thomas, 1959, born and died. Baby. Look at this statue of Jesus. Look at that. Okay. We have Tommy Jr. and Tommy Sr. So Tommy Jr. was born in 85, so he's probably still with us. But Tommy Sr. is 1954 to 2006. Big old cross. Here's some Seymours. Walter and Daisy. Walter's 1936 to 2006. Daisy was 1952 to 2023. So that's fairly recent too. So who's that one? Mickey Ann. And it don't have a last name. 2010 to 2013. There's some more trash back there. I don't know if I can see it, but like I said, we are in the woods. Okay, that was Walter's. And here is Robert Bob Warwick, 1939 to 2001. There's a little rock marker beside him. Can you get this one for me? And Horace M. Wyrick. I want to say Warwick, but I guess it's Wyrick. 1931 to 2021. Recent. Ethel Leona Wyrick, 1935 to 2020. And is that Mary Trail?
That's what it looks like.
Mary Trail Wyrick, 1900 to 1972. Don't want to lean over because my nose will start running. And that is Herman Wyrick, 1892 to 1959. Yeah, there's a lot of rock markers in between these trees here. And Zelphia and Londi. Zelphia is 1910 to 1997. Londi, 1912 to 1975. And then here's another rock marker. And this one's a homemade. Okay, I'll need your flashlight for this one. Looks like, D-A-C.
I.E. Daisy.
I'm not sure.
Wyrick. Born 1813. Died.
No. Born February 13th of 1934 and died March the 3rd of 1934. So,
Where's she? 34.
just a baby.
That's
Down
like
below.
That's like an 8 right there, though.
No, that's a bead.
Okay.
Yeah. See?
Okay.
And here's some more markers. Just rock markers. The ground is so soft.
That's the one that came out.
Oh, okay. So that one. Read it. Is that?
Hickle.
Hickle. Okay. Lola Hickle, Warwick, 1897 to 1950. And then
You got those.
I didn't get this little one right here. And I probably need your camera or your light. Huh? No? That's a homemade one. I see 1929. Born 1929. Died 1930. Just a baby. But I cannot read.
I think it's...
It starts with an A. Alexander. I'm not sure. And then here is Donnie B. Wyrick, wife of Charles F. Minot, 1893 to 1920. There's another marker. There's another marker right there. That could be
That's a footstone.
footstone for Sarah, 1852 to 1930. Then we'll look at these here.
These are footstones for these two.
Oh, they're just footstones. Okay, I got it. I've never seen footstones like that. Those are pretty neat.
There's another one.
quite a Scott. No dates at all.
But that's what was husband up there.
What's the first name?
Rosa.
Rosa Burchell Scott. Okay, done got that one. Okay. And
Did you get?
I did.
Okay.
I got them all. But here we are in the wilderness. No, actually, there is a house right there. But everywhere else around you is wilderness. Beautiful. I like the woods. I would love to have a house sitting right in smack dab in these woods. Love it. But anyway, that's going to do it for the Wyrick. I don't know why I have such a hard time saying that name. Wyrick Cemetery in Union County, Tennessee. Little old cemetery. Would like to know the earliest burial.
That's not far at Rosebush.
Oh, did you? I saw that. I got that.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's just, it's growed up. But I would, maybe Pharoah was the first one. I don't know, but there's a lot of rock markers there with unnamed people. The only good Lord knows. So, anyway, thanks for watching. Hope I didn't keep you too long. And thanks for subscribing to our channel. Be sure to hit that notification bell and share our channel. Help us get this history that's just written in stone. Let's just get our history out for our children and grandchildren, because they're not teaching it in school. And local history is amazing what some of these people went through. So, again, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.